Warning, the following program contains graphic depictions of murder, death, and mayhem. This is for adults only. If you're not of age, get out. So, okay, guys, let's jump into the first story here on Milk Carton Mysteries. And that, of course, is the story of GLEE actress Naya Rivera, who is now presumed dead after disappearing at a lake in California. This is coming in from the authorities, and the story is updating almost by the hour. So this information could be dated by the time this video goes out. Now, GLEE actress Naya Rivera is now presumed dead after disappearing at a lake in Southern California, according to the Ventura County Sheriff's Office, saying, "We're presuming that an accident happened and we're presuming she drowned in the lake," Deputy Chris Dreyer had said. Now, the search and rescue efforts for the actress have now shifted to a recovery operation. And once that went from rescue to recovery, they are now operating under the assumption that she is dead. And looking at the fact that it's been over 24 hours and nothing has been discovered yet, one might assume that that is the case. However, we are going to talk about how weird that is. Now, he simply says here, the goal is to bring Miss Rivera home to her family, 100%. And she vanished from Lake Piru in Ventura County on Wednesday evening. She went to the lake that afternoon and rented a pontoon boat with her 4-year-old son, according to authorities. Now, they also said that the boat was overdue for a return around 4 p.m. local time, and a rental employee had found the boat on the north end of the lake. The lake is pretty big. It's a pretty decent-sized lake, but there's only 2 boating locations. One of them appears to be for fishermen or luxury lounging, whatever, and the other one is next to where the boat rental is. In fact, the only dock there that you can get to is the boat rental one. So they could probably easily find the pontoon because it wouldn't be that difficult to get to the circumference of the lake. And that's when they found it. And all they found was Rivera's son, but she was nowhere to be found. One life jacket was found on the boat, and the boy was wearing another. Investigators found her purse and her identification, but no other clues on the boat. They actually found her purse in her vehicle. And I questioned that on the True Crime Society Facebook group. I questioned, like, why? And I had a whole bunch of women tell me, you don't know what it's like to be a woman and when you're needing a place to stash your purse, to which case I humbly backtracked my comment on that one. But still, yes. They found her purse in her vehicle, and that's got a lot of people really confused because it feels out of the norm. It feels out of the realm of what we would know, what we would perceive to happen here. But if you're having trouble believing that, talk to women with purses. Apparently, they will set you straight. Now, video from the dock does show Rivera and her son as the only 2 people getting on the boat. It's coming from Ventura County Sheriff Sergeant Kevin Donahue. Detectives have spoken to her son, and as a result of that conversation, they do not believe Rivera made it to shore, saying that the boat was not anchored and that it was not near shore when it was found. The area in which it was found is approximately 30 feet deep. And you figure with the dive teams going out there, they'd be able to locate it pretty quickly. They've been at it all day. However, the lake has very low visibility with numerous plants and trees in the search area, making it unsafe for divers and more complicated search, saying if the body is tangled in something beneath the water, it may never come back up. And that's tragic. That's really tragic. I really hope that they're able to locate her. Now, the child, for those of you who are curious, the 4-year-old is alive. We already know this. He's healthy. He's with family. CNN has reached out to Rivera's representatives for more details. However, all they were able to get was that the son is doing as well as expected, according to the officers. Our hearts and our prayers and thoughts go out to the Rivera family. This is a terrible tragedy for all of them, and we hope to bring closure to that family, he said. And also, the lake has been closed during the operation, which involves more than 100 people, which just makes the most amount of sense, to be fair. It really does make the most amount of sense to go and shut it down during this time. So, going on here. Searchers for the technology, because I was kind of curious about this myself. When it comes to the technology that they're using, like, sonar tech would be able, hopefully, to determine something. If they've got sonar tech that you can get on fishing boats that can tell you where fish are, they should hopefully be able to locate something of inordinate size down there. However, they are using some sonar and other technology to assist in the recovery. For now, the search is focused on the north end of the lake. They go on to say here that we don't think it would have traveled the whole distance of the lake. By that, they mean her body. They are looking for where the boat was initially found and working their way outward from there. Saying, I think it's too early to say what happened here. We're still investigating and we're still trying to figure out what happened. He said, noting that Rivera had been to this lake before. So Rivera, early 30s, a 4-year-old son, out to that lake before, generally knew the area. Now, this Instagram image is the last image she posted here. I wanted to show this. This is the last image she posted here. It's her and her son. She's giving him a kiss. And it says, just the two of us. And that has a lot of people really speculating. And they're really speculating about what happened. I had to ask the question, is this a Dear Zachary situation? And I say that because in the TMZ article originally reporting on this yesterday, it made note of the fact that Naya and her ex are sharing custody with the child. And part of me is just very curious if there's been some custody disputes as of late, if there's been any problems as of late. We don't know. And we probably won't know until more details emerge. Someone is clearly going to go and talk about this. Someone who is Hollywood. Let's be fair. Someone's going to go and talk about this. So we don't know. We don't know if she was going to go out there and take her life and take her son's life in order to hurt the ex-boyfriend or husband or fiance, whatever he was, the ex-partner, the boy's father. And I'm not trying to put anything on her. It's just where my mind goes. Because that's been a question that's been asked by a lot of people. And since a lot of what I do here in Milk Carton Mysteries is I do talk about speculation. I give my opinion, my take on what's going on. I have to ask that question. But there's other people that are asking other questions. And that brings us to this article from the Daily Dot earlier today. Asking, or saying here, conspiracy theorists think Naya Rivera was kidnapped. With someone on Twitter saying something about this Naya Rivera situation isn't sitting right with me. Conspiracy theorists have begun spreading the claims about Naya Rivera after the celebrity was declared missing. And this is popping up last night. And there's a really fascinating reason as to why, which they do talk about here in this next little segment. The disappearance was also picked up by followers of the QAnon conspiracy, who pointed to the deaths of other GLEE stars as evidence of foul play. Saying here, Q believers think government insiders and President Donald Trump are working to bring down an alleged Democrat-run pedophilia ring. This has Pizzagate origins written all over it. If you don't know anything about Pizzagate, please do not go down that rabbit hole. It is an outright lie. It is a fallacy. And I was one of the first people on YouTube to push back against InfoWars and Alex Jones and all of those people that were coming out and trying to make that claim. And it made me a lot of enemies when I did. And there's a lot of people that still hate me because it's nonsense. Is there pedophilia in Hollywood? Yes, I'm going to say yes, there are. Is there like some weird Democrat-led ring led by Hillary Clinton and John Podesta, which is what they're trying to say in this regard? No, there's not. They'll tell you otherwise, but they can't prove anything to back it up. Nothing. And it's been nearly 4 years. So that's something to consider on that one. However, this is why they're talking about it. Mark Sailing died by suicide in 2018 after being charged with possession of child pornography. Fellow actor Corey Monteith passed away in 2012 due to mixed drug toxicity involving heroin and alcohol. But Rivera had briefly dated Sailing, according to leading QAnon followers to suggest that she may have been killed for, I'm not kidding you, knowing too much. Now, he committed suicide 2 years ago after this happened. She wrote a tell-all book she wrote a book about her life where she did address this. She more or less took pot shots at him or just kind of was like aghast with the situation. She had no knowledge of it. It's no secret that Hollywood does keep a lot of the darker elements away from the spotlight. And it is no secret that they do what they can to keep those darker elements away from the spotlight. And when that happens, what it does is it fuels this type of QAnon nonsense. It fuels this type of online speculation. Now, granted, I have said this, and I'll catch crap for this, that I still think that Jeffrey Epstein's alive. But the reason why I say that is because everything about his death doesn't add up. And there's also like a really solid profile shot of him dying, of his body coming out. So I think it was all a ploy. It was too perfect. He was either a hit or he's alive. Okay. But that's something that's like, more in line with, let's say, billionaires and that kind of sex ring stuff than what QAnon is trying to allege. And they've been doing this for years, and they've got zero results and zero anything, no evidence, no nothing. But now they're trying to jump onto the situation involving Naya Rivera, and they're trying to make it out to be that she's being kidnapped or killed or silenced for simply knowing too much. But he asked them, well, what does she know? And all they can really say is, I don't know. Because they don't know. But they feel it, so that's the problem. That's the problem here. But look, at the end of this, let me just quickly point out and say, my thoughts and prayers, and I'm not a religious person, but my thoughts 100% go out to her son, who is probably scared for his mom, hoping she's recovered, hoping she's returned to him. I hope she's alive. But if I'm being honest, I don't think she is. So we'll have to wait and see. But until the meantime, remember that life jackets save lives. They are named for that for a reason. Thank you very much for listening to this clip from Milk Carton Mysteries. If you'd like to support the True Crime Podcast, be sure to become a channel member. For as low as $1.99 a month, you get full episodes in video form, as well as private live streams where we go over cold case files and all that good, happy, fun stuff. So again, I thank you guys for checking out the video. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.